Yeah, what's going on, everybody? It's Brian with you from the Game Common, and we are doing a quick channel update. So I am a little under the weather, and I kind of wanted to give you guys a channel update, and I'm just going to go quick overview of everything we're going to talk about, because this video might end up being a little bit longer. But I want to talk a little bit about me being under the weather and what's happening with the videos and the series on the channel. We're going to talk about Dreamhacks Austin that I went to last weekend, which was freaking awesome. I want to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about our upcoming series, specifically an upcoming Civilization series we're going to be doing, and then I got a couple upcoming things for the channel that I'm really excited about that are going to happen the next couple weeks. I can't talk about all of them, but I definitely want to give you guys a heads up now so you guys can be looking for them over the next couple weeks. So we got Civ going on in the background. I think it's Russia's who we're currently playing as, but I just had the autoplay going because this is usually the easiest thing for me to have going while I'm doing these updates. So to begin with, I am sick. So what it's kind of, I would say, maybe self-imposed, maybe it's because of Dreamhacks. So anyways, long story short, the last 4 days or so I've not really slept too well. This morning I woke up and all of a sudden, like, you can feel it like in the back of the nose and stuff like that, and you can kind of feel like that nasal drip going on, and I just wasn't feeling all that great. So I ended up taking some allergy medications because I'm pretty sure it's probably just allergies, and now I'm a little nauseous, which is wonderful. So we didn't have any videos going up today. I was planning on getting some BattleTech recorded for today and getting that up, but I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it. I'm feeling a little better now that I'm talking, but it's just like I am not feeling all that great right now. So I'm not entirely sure if we're gonna be able to get any videos up. If I do, it'll probably be this afternoon. If not, we're gonna try getting back on the video bandwagon tomorrow, so hopefully I can actually get some sleep. So the reason I hadn't been sleeping, though, is in case you missed my Twitter and stuff like that, and I think I talked about it in some of my videos, is last weekend we went to Dreamhacks Austin. We actually had a friend come in town for Dreamhacks, a friend that was in the old town that we used to live, and he came down and he visited with us, and we basically hung out all day Friday, we hung out all day Saturday, and then we ended up going to Dreamhacks on Sunday. So because of that, I've actually been away from the channel now for quite a few days. I've not even had a chance to even like look at the comments and stuff like that. So hopefully I can get to those today. If not, don't worry, I will get to them, I promise. But anyways, the whole point of his visit was we wanted to go to Dreamhacks. Number one, we're both like really big into Rainbow Six Siege, so we wanted to watch the championships, which is why we went on Sunday. But it ended up being like so freaking cool. Like, I'm really like kicking myself that I only went one day. So they had this section in Dreamhacks, and I didn't know that they actually had this, but it was like this indie corner is what they were calling it. And it was a bunch of indie games, and they actually had the developers for the games there, and I had a great opportunity to meet and talk with quite a few different game developers, and it was really kind of like, oh crap, I'm actually talking to the people making the games. Like, I was anticipating it would be like, you know, just maybe some people there just, hey, yeah, check out our game, you know, the developers are back in LA or something like that. But no, these are like, you know, 2-3 man teams that are actually making the games themselves, and it was really awesome because number one, I got insight into a bunch of new games that I hadn't heard of that I'm really excited about. Number one, but number two, I got a bunch of contacts, so we'll see if anything manifests out of it. You know, I'm gonna hit up some of them, see if we can get some keys or stuff like that. But really some games that I've actually seen too, and I was like, dude, I'm excited about that. I'm kind of kicking myself though because we only went that one day, and had I known that Indie Corner was there and what it was gonna entail, I would have been there like all 3 days, just like, you know, just hanging out, talking with them. I spent like 30 minutes talking to one of the developers, one of the games, and I mean, we're basically just kind of shooting the breeze, and it was really kind of interesting. But anyways, so that was really cool. The Siege tournament was awesome. If you missed it and you like Siege, man, definitely check out that championship game. That was like one of the most ridiculous like esports games I've ever watched, but at least championship. So what else do we want to talk about? Oh yeah, upcoming series. So we have I'm planning on doing some Civ series. Not entirely sure when we're going to get a chance to record it. Obviously I want to be feeling a little bit better before I actually start a major series like Civ. I'm very disappointed with how the last series ended. Hadn't checked out the comments like I mentioned for the last few episodes. I'm sure they're probably not too pleasant, and you know, I probably don't deserve too pleasant of comments because, man, I feel like we started off really well in that series, but then we just kind of petered off by the end of it, and I really attribute it to probably 3 or 4 different things that we kind of screwed up and we just never really were able to recover from. So I've been watching some other people, which is a whole nother story in of itself, but trying to get a little bit better, trying to learn from my mistakes, and we're definitely going to hop in again on Deity, and I'm hoping we're going to definitely be able to be a little more successful this next time. So that's probably going to start sometime in this week. As for the race we're going to play, and I know this might be a little, how should I say it, controversial, I don't know, but what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on doing a completely random fractal map, and I'm planning on doing a completely random civ, and my only condition on it is I want to play a civ that I hadn't played before. So if we start and it turns out to be like China or something like that we've already played as, I'm probably going to end up restarting. But I just want to do a completely randomized civ, and we're going to see what happens, and we're going to try working our way back from that. And I just don't want to go into a series going like, man, we're going to play Russia and, you know, who's really good with culture. Like, nah. I just want to do completely random and see what happens. So anyways, that's incoming. Other thing that's going to happen is next week, I think it is, Jurassic World Evolution is coming out, and I very much am excited for that game because I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan. So definitely look forward for that on the channel. Also, too, I mean, I love the developers who did Planet Coaster, so I'm definitely excited about that too. Let's see. Oh yeah, the other thing is we also have some other things incoming next week with upcoming series. I can't talk about them yet, but oh my gosh, they're really, really exciting. So I'm super stoked about that. And let's put it this way. I actually, right now, I think I figured I have 5 games I have to learn. I have just various series, different games people asked me to cover that we're going to be covering, and then some other stuff that we're going to be covering. And so, like, I really have 5 games right now that I need to learn over probably the next week. So we may end up keep the channel a little bit lighter on videos this week simply because of that, because of everything that's going to be happening next week. I am planning on starting live streaming again. Long story short, my anxiety's been kind of kicking my butt recently, and that's kind of been keeping us from live streaming. And it sounds stupid, and I ended up releasing a video on my channel like a year and a half ago talking about my anxiety issues. It's something that developed like a year and a half ago, and I'm not going to go too much into it. But for the most part, I'm not doing any sort of medications with it because I just didn't like how it made me feel. I have some stuff that I'll take when I'm having really, really bad days, but that's been pretty rare recently. In fact, that's one of the reasons we ended up moving, and I'm trying to focus more on YouTube, was just because, you know, that helps with my anxiety. YouTube stuff, usually I can record without too many anxiety issues. For whatever reason, Twitch was kind of like, or live stream was giving me anxiety, and the funny thing is, I thoroughly enjoyed doing it. It had nothing to do with like any of you guys or anything like that. It's just like, it was like just having to do something was giving me like anxiousness, and so I kind of took a break for a couple weeks just because like it was like just one of those things. Unless you deal with anxiety, it's kind of hard to explain. It's just one of those things that was just in my head and I just couldn't get over it. But I really want to get back into it, so I think we're gonna start live streaming probably next week, because like I said, we got to do some learning of games this week. I don't know, maybe we'll do some this week, but I don't want to promise anything, because you know, if I promise something and then I can't do it, that's gonna start triggering my anxiety. So look forward to that and to the new stuff coming next week. And then lastly, I think there's I want to start doing this new thing, and I hadn't decided exactly what I'm going to call it. Maybe like ICYMI, or maybe like, hey, add these games to your Steam wish list or something like that. ICYMI stands for, in case you missed it. So essentially, I want to start covering like indie games that aren't how should I say it, aren't as popular, that I have found, that I have discovered and are really, really fun, and I just want to give you guys like, hey, check these games out because they're really, really cool. And I guess what triggered this is when our friend was in town last Saturday, we actually had like 3 TVs set up in our front room. And so we had one TV streaming the Rainbow Six tournament. We had another TV that had my Xbox, and then another TV that had my friend's Xbox. And so Emily, my wife, was playing on our Xbox, and then my other friend was playing on his Xbox. I was watching Siege. Well, Siege tournament came to an end. I needed something to do, so I decided, hey, we might as well Steam Link and start playing some games on my TV from my computer. And so I ended up finding this game that was in my Steam library called Moon Hunters, and I think I got it from one of the Humble monthly bundles. And essentially what it is, well, the reason I downloaded it is it described itself as like a RPG with like character building and stat building and stuff like that, and I was like, this sounds interesting. So I downloaded it, I installed it, I started the game up, and I realized, oh, this is co-op. I was like, hey friend, do you want to play this game with me? And my friend was like, yeah, sure, awesome, yeah, let me quit this and we'll hop in. fun. So we started playing it. We played the first level. And we got to the end of it, and you like do this camping, and then you get to pick like these different locations for you to camp. And based on where you camp, it changes the story and it changes the stats and stuff that you kind of upgrade. And it was like, okay, this is really freaking awesome. And so I was like, hey, Emily, you want to come play this with us? Because she was actually planning on going to bed. And she's like, yeah, sure, I'll come play with it. Like 4 hours later, we ended up going to bed. Like, not even joking. That was like, it was so freaking addicting. We ended up playing it and I guess technically beating it the next day. And it's a lot of fun. That's what I want to say about it. The game was a lot of fun. So I think Emily and me are going to probably hop in and do a quick series. I think it's probably just gonna be a one-off video of it, but basically just kind of raising awareness for that game. So it's called Moon Hunters. I don't know how expensive it is. I'll go into all that when I actually release the video. I don't know when that'll be, but man, it was a lot of fun, and so it just really kind of triggered me like, man, I need to start just like covering some of these games, because I have a ton of games. I have like over 200 games in my Steam library right now, and most of them are just kind of like these small indie ones that I've picked up through various bundles that I just never have had a chance to play. And a lot of them, I will say Humble Monthly has been really good at giving like high quality games. They're definitely indie, but you know, they're usually highly rated. And so I definitely want to maybe start covering some of those games just to kind of like, hey, this game's good. I probably won't cover games if they're not good. So I don't know. We'll see about that. So that's pretty much everything I had to talk about. Like I mentioned, hopefully we can get some BattleTech recorded depending on how I feel this afternoon, but I'm not entirely sure if that's going to happen or not. Dreamhacks, yeah, that was awesome. Civ is incoming. Look forward to that. Oh yeah, with the new series, hopefully, well, there was one game and it's supposed to come out this summer. May play it earlier if me and my wife can get a key for it. But I'm just gonna say me and Emily will probably have a series on that game, and it's probably gonna cause us to have a divorce. If you ever watched our Death Road to Canada kind of series, it's gonna be very similar to that, with a lot of yelling at each other. It's freaking hilariously awesome. It's one of the coolest games I've ever seen. I'm actually really excited about it. I don't want to talk about it yet just because, you know, nothing's in stone, but definitely be looking forward to that coming in the next few months. And yeah, like I said, next week is probably going to be a pretty big week for us on the channel, so I'm excited. I'm really excited. We're also we're carving in towards 2K subscribers. And in fact, I hadn't literally looked at our numbers. I did see last month, May, we grew 235 subscribers. And I was like, dang, dude. Like, if you would have asked me beforehand, like, how the month of May went, I would have been like, it was fine. I mean, I didn't really think it was that good of a month for our channel, but man, I'm pretty stoked for it. So we're getting close to 2,000. Let's see. What is, the YouTube app's usually a little behind. So what are we at right now? We're at 1902. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're almost at 2,000 subscribers. That's awesome. So we'll probably be hitting 2,000 subscribers in the next couple weeks. So I don't think I'm gonna do anything special for it. Probably wait for like maybe 5K, 10K or something like that. Like I said too, I want to definitely start live streaming. And then I definitely feel like Civ has always been really big on the channel, so I definitely want to keep Civ going. So anyways, any advice you guys have for my deity, next deity play, definitely will accept all of it. Any advice you guys have for really even BattleTech or anything like that, definitely I will take a look at it. Like I said, I will get to my comments today, tomorrow, sometime soon. I promise about that, depending on how I feel. And yeah, I mean, I guess too, I just want to say thanks, guys. Thanks for all the support. You guys have, like, I mean, it's really freaking cool. It's really freaking cool to like pull up my stats and see that we're almost at like 2K subscribers. That is like, that's amazing. Like, it's hard to describe because like this is something that I put so much work into for the last couple months. And I know 2,000 doesn't seem that big when you have people out there with like 10 million, 10 billion subscribers, but like, man, we have 2,000. That's awesome. That's awesome. And as I said this before, we're like, I could actually pull up the Social Blade, but one point I looked at Social Blade and we're in like the top million channels, which I figure there's probably like 10 million YouTube channels or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm top 10% of YouTube. What's up? And in fact, if you take that a little further, you could say like, maybe I'm like top 10% of most popular personalities in the world or something, I suppose you could say, because, you know, most people are pretty anonymous, which I was as well. And I guess you could probably say I'm still pretty anonymous, but whatever. I'm losing myself and we're going off in a long tangent. So I guess with that, I'm gonna go eat some soup and hope I feel better and hope we can get some recording done this afternoon. So anyways, love you guys. Thanks for all the support, and I'll see you guys in a future video. So later.